Captain Xylvex stood at the viewport of the merchant vessel Distant Horizon six-fingered hands clasped tightly behind his back. His pale blue skin reflected the starlight as he watched the small shuttle approach. Inside that shuttle was the newest addition to his crew, a human named Alex Morgan. "Captain, the human shuttle will dock in 5 minutes," said First Officer Thrill. The insectoid's antennae twitched nervously. "Thank you, Thrill. I can see that." Xylvex didn't bother hiding his own unease. The Galactic Confederation had only recently made contact with Earth. Humans were the newest species to join their vast alliance of spacefaring civilizations. Most captains avoided taking humans aboard their ships, but the Confederation's new diplomatic exchange program had given Xylvex no choice. "Have you read the briefing on humans, Captain?" asked Thrill. "Several times," Xylvex replied. Each reading was more disturbing than the last. The information packet had been terrifying. Humans were endurance predators from a death world with extreme weather patterns. They could survive in temperatures that would kill most species. They could go days without sleep. Most shocking of all, they could heal from injuries that would be fatal to any reasonable species. "The crew is very concerned," said Zrill. "No one wants to be alone with the human." "I understand their fears," said Xylvex. "But orders are orders." The small shuttle docked with a soft clank. Xylvex straightened his uniform and headed to the airlock. Behind him, several crew members gathered at a safe distance. The airlock hissed open. A figure stepped aboard the Distant Horizon . Alex Morgan was shorter than Xylvex had expected, standing just under 6 feet tall. His skin was a light brown, his hair dark, and cut short. He wore the standard Confederation uniform with the Earth patch on his shoulder. He looked around with curious brown eyes and smiled, revealing flat teeth. "Captain Xylvex." Alex extended his hand. "I'm Alex Morgan, Earth's representative. Thank you for having me aboard." Xylvex stared at the outstretched hand. He knew this was a human greeting ritual, but all he could think about was how those 5-fingered hands contained enough strength to break bones. After an awkward moment, Xylvex touched his right hand to his chest in the traditional Valaxian greeting. "Welcome aboard the Distant Horizon human Morgan. I trust your journey was pleasant." "Please, call me Alex," the human said, lowering his hand. "And yes, the journey was fine. I'm excited to learn about your ship and crew." The human's voice was pleasant enough, but Xylvex couldn't help noticing the powerful chest that produced it. According to the briefing, humans had evolved to chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. Their bodies were built for sustained exertion in ways most species couldn't comprehend. "Zrill will show you to your quarters," Xylvex said. "We depart for the outer systems in 3 hours. It's a routine trading mission." Zrill's antennae flattened against his head. "Right this way, human Morgan." "Thank you, and again, please call me Alex." The human followed Zrill, nodding politely to the crew members who quickly stepped aside. That night, Xylvex had trouble sleeping. His dreams were filled with images of the human running tirelessly through the corridors of his ship, hunting down crew members who couldn't escape no matter how fast they fled. The next morning, Xylvex entered the bridge to find his crew working quietly. Everyone kept glancing at the human, who sat at the navigation console, studying star charts. "All systems ready for departure, Captain," Zrill reported. "Course plotted for the Neruvian system." "Very good. Proceed," said Xylvex. As the Distant Horizon pulled away from the station, Xylvex wondered what would happen if the human was ever provoked. The thought sent a shiver down his spine. This was going to be a long journey. The human looked up and smiled. "Beautiful stars out there, Captain." Xylvex nodded stiffly. "Indeed. Let's hope our journey remains uneventful." But something told him it wouldn't. 4 hours passed. The crew of the Distant Horizon remained hidden in the storage room, listening to distant sounds of conflict throughout the ship. Occasionally, they would hear shouts, running footsteps, or the distinctive sound of energy weapons firing. "He's still out there," Zrill said, antennae twitching nervously. "The human is hunting them." Captain Silvex watched the ship's security feed on a small emergency monitor. The pirates were growing increasingly agitated. They moved in groups now, jumping at shadows. On one screen, Silvex saw Alex moving silently through the engine room. The human had acquired a metal pipe as an additional weapon. As Silvex watched, 3 pirates entered the room. Alex slipped into the shadows, waiting until they separated before taking them down one by one. "He moves like a predator," whispered Nix, the Brevian sensor operator. "Because that's what humans are," replied Silvex. "Their world shaped them into pursuit predators. It's in their nature." The door to their hiding place suddenly opened. Everyone tensed, but it was only Alex. He was covered in sweat and grime, with a small cut above one eye, but otherwise appeared unharmed. "I've secured decks 3 and 4, Alex reported, taking a quick drink of water. "The pirates are panicking. They've never encountered a species that can resist their containment methods." Behind Alex stood a human woman with light brown hair pulled back in a tight bun. She wore the blue uniform of the engineering department. "This is Lily Harrison," Alex said. "She was being held separately in engineering. They wanted her to help them access the ship's advanced systems." Lily gave a small wave. "Alex freed me about an hour ago. I've been helping him sabotage the pirates' equipment." "Were you injured?" Silvex asked, noting a slight limp in her walk. "Just a sprained ankle," Lily said with a shrug. "Nothing compared to what Alex has been doing." Alex laid out a rough map of the ship he had drawn. "The pirates still control the bridge and the main cargo areas. There are approximately 12 left, including their captain." "What's your plan?" asked Silvex. "Lily is going to help me restore power to specific sections of the ship," Alex explained. "We can use the environmental controls against the pirates the same way they used them against you." Lily nodded. "I've been studying their physiology. Most of them are draconians. They're vulnerable to cold temperatures and bright light. Once we have them disoriented," Alex continued, "I'll retake the bridge and disable their boarding tubes." Zrill clicked his mandibles nervously. "But you're just 2 humans against 12 pirates with weapons. Sometimes being underestimated is an advantage," Lily said with a small smile. Captain Silvex studied the 2 humans. Despite the danger, they seemed calm, focused. There was no sign of the fear that gripped his own crew. Instead, there was a quiet determination that was somehow more frightening than any display of aggression. "The pirates are communicating about you, Alex," Silvex said, pointing to the monitor showing comm chatter. "They're calling you the human monster and warning each other to stay together." Alex frowned. "I'm not a monster. I'm just doing what needs to be done." "To them, you are a nightmare," Silvex explained. "A creature that can't be stopped by their usual methods, that hunts them through their own ship. They've never encountered anything like you before." "Good," Lily said firmly. "They should be afraid after what they did to this crew." Alex checked his stolen weapon and prepared to leave again. "We'll be back when we've retaken the bridge. If anything goes wrong, there's an escape pod on Deck 5 that still works." Silvex watched the 2 humans leave, moving with purpose and confidence. For the first time since the pirates attacked, he felt hope. But mixed with that hope was a new understanding of why humans were so feared across the galaxy. "They really are terrifying, aren't they?" Zrill whispered beside him. "Yes," Silvex agreed. "But I'm starting to think that's exactly what we need right now." 2 days later, the Distant Horizon docked at Starbase 47, the nearest Confederation outpost. Engineers swarmed over the ship, repairing the damage caused by the pirate attack. Medical teams had treated the injured crew members, and the pirates had been taken into custody. Alex sat in the medical bay as Dr. Webb removed his bandages. The burn on his arm was healing well, leaving only a faint pink mark. Your ability to heal is remarkable, Dr. Webb said. A Valaxian would take weeks to recover from a burn like this. Just another weird human thing, Alex said with a small smile. The door opened, and Captain Sylvex entered. His blue skin looked healthier now, and he stood straighter than he had since the attack. "How is our hero today?" Sylvex asked. "Not a hero," Alex replied, shrugging his shirt back on. "Just doing my job." Sylvex clicked his tongue, a Valaxian expression of disagreement. The Confederation patrol captain disagrees. "As do I. You saved this ship and everyone on it." "Lily and Dr. Webb helped too," Alex pointed out. "Yes, all three of you humans proved quite impressive," Sylvex said carefully. "Which brings me to my news. I've received 17 requests from other captains asking to transfer you to their ships." Alex blinked in surprise. 17. News travels fast in space, Dr. Webb explained. "Everyone's talking about how a single human fought off the Red Blade pirates. Some of the stories are quite exaggerated. I heard one version where you ripped a door off its hinges with your bare hands," Sylvex added. Alex laughed. "I used a crowbar, actually. The point is," Sylvex continued, "you've become something of a celebrity. And now every captain wants a human crew member, even though they're afraid of us." Alex asked. "Perhaps because they're afraid of you," Sylvex replied thoughtfully. "After witnessing what you did, I understand why experienced captains value humans so highly. You're unpredictable, adaptable, and incredibly determined." The door opened again, and Lily entered, carrying a datapad. "Captain, you need to see this. The Confederation military has issued a new advisory about human crew members." Sylvex took the pad and read it quickly. His expression darkened. "This is troubling." "What is it?" Alex asked. "The Ursinoid delegation is demanding restrictions on where humans are allowed to serve," Sylvex explained. "They claim you're too dangerous to be allowed on standard vessels without special supervision." "That's ridiculous," Dr. Webb said. "We just helped save everyone." Alex stood up, crossing his arms. "It's not surprising. Fear often leads to calls for control." "There's more," Lily added. "Captain Dravzak has been interviewed about what happened. He's calling humans the most dangerous species in the galaxy and warning everyone to be cautious around us." Alex sighed. "Great, so now everyone will think we're monsters." Captain Sylvex shut off the datapad. "I've been asked to testify at a Confederation hearing about this incident. They want to establish new protocols for human crew members." "What will you tell them?" Alex asked quietly. Sylvex looked at the three humans in the room. "The truth. That yes, humans are terrifying. You can survive conditions that would kill most species. You can fight through pain, exhaustion, and injury. You think in ways that seem alien to us." The captain paused, then continued. "But I will also tell them that when my ship was taken, when my crew was imprisoned and helpless, it was those very same terrifying qualities that saved us all." The ship's communicator beeped. "Captain Sylvex to the main hall. The Confederation representatives have arrived." Sylvex nodded to the humans. "Rest today. Tomorrow, we face the Confederation together." As the captain left, Alex turned to Lily and Dr. Webb. "Do you think they'll ban humans from serving on ships?" Lily shook her head. "Not a chance. They're too practical for that." "Besides," Dr. Webb added with a smile, "after what you did, I think most captains would smuggle humans aboard if they had to." The bridge of the asterisk distant horizon asterisk was in chaos. Captain Dravzak paced back and forth, his scaled tail lashing angrily behind him. 4 of his pirate crew worked frantically at the control panels. "Why aren't the boarding tubes disengaging?" Dravzak snarled. "Something's wrong with the power couplings," one pirate replied, his clawed hands moving across the controls. "They're overloading." "Fix it," Dravzak shouted. "We need to leave before that human gets here." The human is just one creature, another pirate said nervously. How dangerous can it be? Drabzak spun around, his yellow eyes blazing. It has taken out half my crew. It moves through walls, survives injuries that would kill any normal species, and can't be stopped by pain or fatigue. It is not natural. At that moment, the lights on the bridge flickered and died. The emergency lighting cast everything in a dim red glow. What now? Drabzak hissed. No one had time to answer. The ventilation grate in the ceiling crashed down, and Alex dropped onto the bridge. Before the pirates could react, he fired his weapon twice, stunning two of them instantly. Drabzak drew his own weapon and fired. The energy bolt grazed Alex's arm, burning through his uniform and leaving a scorched wound. Alex barely flinched. He rolled behind a console as the remaining pirates opened fire. You see, Drabzak shouted to his crew. It doesn't even feel pain. Alex tossed a small device across the floor. It released a bright flash and a high-pitched sound that made the draconian pirates cover their sensitive eyes and ears. In that moment of distraction, Alex leaped from cover and tackled one pirate to the ground. Captain Drabzak watched in horror as the human fought with strength and speed that seemed impossible. The human took blows that should have crippled him, yet kept fighting. Within minutes, only Drabzak remained standing. Stay back, the pirate captain warned, pointing his weapon at the ship's main control panel. I'll destroy the navigation systems. Alex paused, breathing heavily. Blood trickled from a cut on his forehead, and his burned arm hung at his side. But his eyes remained clear and focused. It's over, Drabzak, Alex said calmly. Your crew has abandoned ship. Look at the monitors. Drabzak glanced at the security screens. They showed escape pods launching from the pirate ships, attached to the asterisk distant horizon asterisk. Impossible, Drabzak whispered. They wouldn't leave me. They're afraid, Alex said, taking a step closer. They've spread the word about the human monster aboard this ship. No one wants to face me. Drabzak's scales paled with fear. What are you? Just a human, Alex replied. Nothing more. Before Drabzak could respond, the bridge doors opened. Captain Silvex entered, followed by Lily, Dr. Webb, and several recovered crew members. They all carried makeshift weapons. Captain Silvex, Alex nodded. I secured the bridge. Silvex stared at the unconscious pirates, then at Alex's wounds. You're injured. I'll live, Alex said simply. Lily rushed to the control panel. The pirate ships are disengaging, and I'm picking up a signal. There's a Confederation patrol vessel responding to our distress call. You sent a distress call? Alex asked in surprise. Lily grinned. While you were playing hero, I managed to get a short-range transmission out. Dr. Webb moved to examine Alex's injuries. You need medical attention immediately. That burn is severe, and you might have internal injuries. Alex waved her away. Check on the pirates first. Make sure they're properly restrained, but not seriously hurt. Captain Silvex ordered his crew to secure Drabzak and the other pirates. Once they were taken away, he approached Alex, who had finally allowed Dr. Webb to examine his burned arm. You could have killed them all, Silvex said quietly. Yet you chose not to. Alex winced as Dr. Webb applied a cooling gel to his burn. That's not who we are. Humans can be dangerous when necessary, but we don't kill without reason. Silvex nodded slowly. Perhaps that is the most terrifying thing about humans, not just your physical capabilities, but your restraint. The ship's communication system crackled to life as the Confederation patrol vessel hailed them. They were safe now, but news of what had happened aboard the asterisk distant horizon asterisk was already spreading throughout nearby space. The Grand Hall of Starbase 47 was packed with representatives from across the Confederation. Captain Silvex stood at the center podium, facing the High Council. Behind him sat Alex, Lily, and Dr. Webb, along with the rest of the Distant Horizons crew. Captain Xylvex, you have experienced firsthand what humans are capable of, said Counselor Zhen, an elderly Ursinoid with silver fur. Do you agree they pose a potential threat to ship safety? Xylvex straightened his uniform. Counselors, before the pirate attack, I would have said yes. I was afraid of having a human aboard my ship. The briefings described them as endurance predators with incredible strength and stamina. All of this is true. Murmurs spread through the crowd. Alex remained perfectly still, his face neutral. However, what the briefings failed to mention was the human capacity for self-sacrifice, for problem-solving under pressure, and for showing mercy even to those who deserve none. The captain activated a display showing footage from the ship's security system. The images showed Alex freeing the crew, fighting pirates, and working with Lily to retake the ship. This human and his colleagues saved my ship and crew at great personal risk, Xylvex said. Yes, humans are physically intimidating, but their true value lies in their unique perspective and their unwillingness to accept defeat. Counselor Zhen frowned. But the pirate captain, Dravzak, has provided testimony describing the human as, and I quote, an unstoppable monster that hunted my crew through the ship. With respect, Counselor, Xylvex replied, Dravzak is a pirate who attacked my ship and imprisoned my crew. His fear of humans stems from encountering one who refused to be victimized. The council chamber fell silent. Finally, another counselor spoke up. What do you propose, Captain? I propose that instead of restricting humans, we recognize their value, Xylvex said confidently. I recommend that ships traveling into dangerous regions be strongly encouraged to include at least one human crew member. This caused an uproar in the chamber. After several minutes of heated debate, the head counselor called for order. We will consider your recommendation, Captain Xylvex, the head counselor said. In the meantime, do you wish to keep your human crew members aboard the Distant Horizon I do, Xylvex said without hesitation. In fact, I plan to create a new position, Human Affairs Officer. Alex Morgan will fill this role, helping to integrate more humans into our crew. 3 weeks later, the Distant Horizon prepared to depart Starbase 47. The ship had been fully repaired, and the crew was busy with final preparations. In his quarters, Alex reviewed the message that had arrived from Confederation headquarters. Good news, Lily asked, entering the room. Alex nodded. The council approved Captain Xylvex's recommendation. Ships venturing into frontier space or dangerous territories are now encouraged to have at least one human crew member. That explains all the captains I've seen recruiting at the human embassy, Lily said with a laugh. There's a waiting list now. The door chimed again, and Dr. Webb entered with a young human man behind her. He was tall with short blonde hair and a friendly smile. Alex, meet Ryan Cooper, Dr. Webb said. He's our newest crew member. Ryan extended his hand. Heard a lot about you. Looking forward to working with the famous human who fought off the Red Blade pirates. Alex shook his hand. The stories are exaggerated, but welcome aboard. Captain Xylvex's voice came over the ship's communication system. All crew to stations. Prepare for departure. As they walked to the bridge, they passed several alien crew members who nodded respectfully to the humans. The fear was still there in some eyes, but it was mixed with something new, appreciation. On the main view screen, they could see a pirate vessel quickly changing course after spotting the Distant Horizon Look at that, Zrill said, antennae twitching with amusement. They're running away. Word must have spread, Lily noted. Captain Xylvex turned to Alex with a knowing smile. And that, Human Affairs Officer Morgan, is why every space captain now wants a human crew member. Even though we're terrifying, Alex asked. Especially because you're terrifying, Xylvex replied. To the right people. Night cycle came to the distant horizon asterisk. Most of the pirates had left to celebrate their easy victory, leaving only 4 guards to watch the prisoners. The cargo hold was mostly dark, lit only by dim safety lights. Captain Silvex couldn't sleep. His skin was painfully dry in the high humidity cell, and worry for his crew kept his mind racing. He noticed movement from Alex's cell and squinted to see better. The human was slowly working his hands free from the restraints. Sweat covered his face as he fought against the pain collar, which should have left him paralyzed. Instead, Alex seemed to be pushing through the pain through sheer determination. Impossible, Kyle Vex whispered to himself. With a final twist, Alex freed his hands. He quickly removed the pain collar and took a deep breath. The nearest guard was sleeping in a chair, his weapon resting across his lap. Alex moved silently toward the bars. Silvex watched in amazement as the human gripped 2 bars and began to pull. The muscles in his arms stood out like cables as he strained against the metal. Slowly, the bars bent outward, creating a space just wide enough for him to squeeze through. The sound of bending metal woke the guard. He jumped up, reaching for his weapon, but Alex was faster. The human launched himself through the gap and tackled the guard. They fought briefly before Alex delivered a sharp blow to the side of the guard's head, rendering him unconscious. Alex took the guard's weapon and key card. He quickly moved to release Silvex from his cell. "How did you do that?" Silvex asked, staring at the bent bars. "Those are Durasteel. Adrenaline," Alex explained simply. "When humans are in danger, our bodies can do things that seem impossible." A noise from across the room caught their attention. The other guards were waking up. Alex pushed Silvex behind a storage container. "Stay here," he whispered. "I'll handle them." Before Silvex could protest, Alex was moving through the shadows. The captain watched through the ship's monitoring system display on the wall as the humans stalked the guards one by one. Alex moved with a predatory grace that sent chills down Silvex's spine. Within minutes, all 4 guards were unconscious. Alex returned with their weapons and began freeing the rest of the crew. "We need to move quickly," Alex said. "The pirates will check in soon." Most of the crew were too weak from their specialized confinement to be much help. Zrill could barely stand, and the Brevians were still suffering from the effects of the neural disruptors. "What's your plan?" Silvex asked. "First, we need to secure a safe location," Alex said. "Then I'll work my way through the ship, taking out pirates and reclaiming control of critical systems. Alone." Silvex couldn't hide his shock. "There are at least 20 pirates aboard." Alex checked the charge on the weapon he'd taken. "I've studied the ship's layout. I know all the maintenance tunnels and access points they won't expect me to use. But you'll need rest. Food. I can go 3 days without sleep if needed," Alex said, "and much longer without food. Humans evolved to hunt by exhausting our prey. We're very good at pushing through discomfort." Silvex recalled the briefing on human biology. It had seemed theoretical then. Now it was their only hope. They moved the weakened crew to a secure storage room with emergency supplies. Alex helped everyone get settled, showing particular care with the injured. "I'll check in when I can," Alex told them. "If I'm not back within 12 hours, assume something went wrong." As Alex prepared to leave, Silvex noticed something odd about the human's shoulder. "You're injured," he said, pointing to the awkward angle. "Dislocated shoulder," Alex acknowledged, "from the fight with the guards." Before anyone could speak, Alex grabbed his own arm, took a deep breath, and pushed. There was a sickening pop as the joint realigned. Several crew members turned away in horror, but Alex simply rotated his arm a few times and nodded. "Much better," he said calmly. "Now I can move freely." Then he was gone, disappearing into the ship's vast network of maintenance tunnels. "Will he succeed?" Zrill asked, voice trembling. "I don't know," Silvex admitted, But I'm starting to understand why the veteran captains want humans on their crews. 3 weeks passed aboard the Distant Horizon without incident. The crew gradually became less jumpy around Alex, though they still kept their distance. Captain Silvex had to admit the human performed his duties well. Alex was polite, efficient, and seemed eager to learn about the different species on board. The Distant Horizon was passing through a remote sector known as the Crimson Void. It was a shortcut that would save them 2 days of travel time. Silvex knew the area had seen some pirate activity, but the ship's cloaking technology should keep them safe. "Captain, I'm detecting an unusual energy signature," said the sensor operator, a 4-armed Brevian named Nyx. Silvex frowned. "Source: unknown. It's not matching any ship in our database." At that moment, the ship shuddered violently. Red alert warnings flashed across every screen. "We're being targeted by an ion disruptor," Zrill shouted. "Engines and shields are failing." Silvex gripped his command chair. "Evasive maneuvers. Arm weapons." "Too late," Nyx said, voice trembling. "3 ships are surrounding us." The main screen showed 3 black vessels circling the Distant Horizon like hungry predators. Each bore the same marking: a red star with a knife through it. "The Red Blade Pirates," Silvex whispered. Everyone on the bridge grew silent. The Red Blade Pirates were notorious throughout the sector for their brutality. "What's happening?" Alex asked, looking around at the terrified crew. Before anyone could answer, the ship rocked again. The lights flickered and died, replaced by dim emergency lighting. "They've locked onto us with a boarding tube," Zrill reported. "Security reports intruders on decks 3 through 5. Seal all essential areas," ordered Silvex. "Activate emergency protocols." But it was too late. The bridge doors hissed open, and 6 armed figures rushed in. They were a mix of species, all wearing black armor with the red star symbol. "Nobody move," shouted the leader, a tall, scaled creature with yellow eyes. "I am Captain Dravzak of the Red Blade. Your ship now belongs to us." The pirates moved quickly, securing the bridge crew. They seemed to know exactly how to subdue each species. They placed neural disruptors on the Brevians, sonic emitters near the Valaxians, and pheromone diffusers by the insectoids. Each device was designed to exploit specific weaknesses. When they reached Alex, they hesitated. "What species is this one?" Dravzak asked, studying Alex with narrowed eyes. "Human," one of the pirates said. "From Earth. New to space." Dravzak grinned, showing sharp teeth. "I've heard of humans. Supposedly tough, but I doubt it's anything special. Use the general restraints." They placed a standard pain collar around Alex's neck. The human winced as it activated but remained standing. This seemed to satisfy the pirates. The crew of the Distant Horizon was marched to the cargo hold, which had been hastily converted into a detention area. Different sections were set up with environmental controls specific to each species' weaknesses. The Valaxians were placed in an area with high humidity, making their skin uncomfortable and their movements sluggish. The insectoids were surrounded by subtle vibrations that disrupted their sense of balance. Alex was placed in a simple cell with metal bars. The pirates didn't seem to have anything specifically designed for humans. Captain Silvex watched as his crew suffered in their specialized prisons. He felt a deep shame at having failed to protect them. Then he noticed Alex. The human was sitting quietly, observing everything, occasionally testing the strength of his restraints when the pirates weren't looking. "What are you doing?" Silvex whispered when a guard walked away. Alex glanced at him with calm, determined eyes. "Waiting for my moment, Captain. These restraints aren't as effective as they think." Silvex blinked in surprise. The pain collar should have left the human barely able to move, yet Alex seemed merely uncomfortable. "Don't do anything foolish," Silvex warned. "The Red Blade Pirates are known for their cruelty." Alex nodded slightly. "I understand the risk, but I'm not going to sit here while they take your ship. Zilvex wasn't sure if he should be hopeful or terrified of what the human might do. Lily worked quickly at the engineering console in the small control room they had secured. Her fingers flew across the buttons and screens as Alex stood guard by the door. "Almost there," she said. "I can reroute power to the environmental systems, but only for about 10 minutes before they'll notice and override it." "That's all we need," Alex replied, checking the stolen weapon one more time, just long enough to get them confused and separated. On the security monitor, they could see the pirates had gathered in the mess hall. Captain Dravzak was shouting at his crew, his scaled face dark with anger. "They're scared," Lily observed. "Look at how they're standing. Backs to the walls, weapons ready. They know something's hunting them." Alex nodded. "Fear makes people make mistakes. That's what we're counting on." Lily finished her work and looked up. "Ready when you are." "Do it," Alex said. Lily pressed the final sequence. Throughout the ship, systems began to change. In the mess hall, the temperature plummeted while the lights increased to painful brightness. The pirates yelled in surprise and discomfort, their reptilian bodies immediately affected by the cold. "They're splitting up," Alex noted as the pirates rushed from the room in different directions. "Just as we hoped." "Be careful," Lily said as Alex prepared to leave. "I'll keep working on getting communications back online so we can call for help." Alex nodded and slipped out the door. Using the maintenance tunnels, he moved quickly toward the bridge. Along the way, he encountered two disoriented pirates. The cold had slowed their reactions, making them easy to overpower. On deck 2, Alex found something unexpected: a small medical bay where a human woman was treating an injured crew member. She had curly dark hair and wore a medical uniform with the name Dr. Kara Webb on the badge. "Another human," Alex said in surprise. Dr. Webb looked up, startled. "Who are you?" "Alex Morgan. I'm working with Lily to retake the ship." "Thank goodness," Dr. Webb said. "I was hidden in quarantine when the pirates came aboard. I've been trying to help the injured without being discovered." The crew member she was treating was one of the Brevians, Nix, who had apparently been caught by the pirates while trying to reach an escape pod. "How badly is he hurt?" Alex asked. "Multiple fractures, but he'll live," Dr. Webb replied. "What's happening out there?" "The temperature keeps changing, and I heard shouting." Alex quickly explained their plan. "Can you make it back to the storage room on Deck 5 where Captain Atilvex and the others are hiding?" Dr. Webb nodded. "I think so. I'll take Nix with me." "Good. We need to move quickly." The pirates' air. A loud alarm suddenly blared throughout the ship. A voice came over the intercom system. Captain Dravzak. "Attention, human. I know what you're doing, and it ends now. I have taken control of the life support systems. For every minute you remain hidden, I will vent one section of the ship into space. You have 5 minutes to surrender yourself on the bridge." Alex's face hardened. He's desperate. That means we're winning. "But he'll kill people," Dr. Webb said. "No, he won't," Alex replied. "He's bluffing. Venting the ship would kill his own crew too. But I need to get to the bridge now." The ship suddenly lurched violently, throwing them all against the wall. "What was that?" Dr. Webb asked, helping Nix back onto the medical bed. "The pirates are trying to disengage their boarding tubes," Alex realized. "They're planning to escape and leave us stranded. But the ship's engines are damaged," Dr. Webb said. "Without repairs, we'll drift into the asteroid field ahead." Alex tapped his communicator. "Lily, the pirates are trying to escape. Can you block their departure?" Lily's voice came through with static. "I'm trying, but they've locked me out of most systems. Wait, I've got an idea. I can overload the power couplings on their boarding tubes. It might buy us some time." "Do it," Alex said. "I'm heading for the bridge." As Alex left the medical bay, he heard Dr. Webb call after him. "Be careful. Draconians get more dangerous when they're cornered." Alex nodded grimly. So do humans.